Get behind me! This is some rescue. You got in here to plan for getting out? Well, he's the brain, sweetheart. What the hell are you doing? Someone to save us, kids. In the garbage chute, flyboy. Get there, you big furry-o. I don't care what you smell. Get in there. Get in there. Wonderful girl. I'm going to kill her. I'm beginning to like her. Get in there. And, the garbage chute. What a wonderful idea. What an incredible smell you've discovered. Well, it could be worse. It's worse. There's something alive in here. Somebody just went past my leg. Look, did you see that? Kid Luke! Kid Luke! Blast, will you had my gun jammed? Where? Oh, Daddy, where? No! Kid Luke! Kid Luke! Grab him. What happened? I don't know. Just let go of me and disappeared. The walls are closing in. Don't just stand there, try to brace with something. Wait a minute. 3PO? Come here, 3PO. 3PO. Where can he be? 3PO. 3PO. Are you there, sir? 3PO, we've had some problems. Will you shut them? Listen to me. Shut down all the garbage smashes on the detention level. You copy? Shut down all the garbage smashes on the detention level. No, shut them all down. Hurry. You did it, 3PO! Well, listen to them, R2, they're dying. Oh, curse my metal body, I wasn't fast enough. It's all my fault, my fault. We're all right. You did great. Where are we? 326-3827.
I love it. So awesome.
Amazing.
Awesome and weird. Charles Ross joining us. One Man StarWars Triology, 1 hour, all 3 films.
Yes.
How are you, man?
I'm pretty well, actually, considering that, I'm sort of the one man, no costume, no set, no props, no talent, but,
You got a little bit of talent there.
There's some talent mixed in there. When did you first start doing this?
It's going to be 10 years this year, believe it or not. Yeah, a decade. I never thought that this sort of waste of time as a kid would actually be something I could spin into
This is what I love.
a positive thing.
You're kind of surprised by the fact that this is working.
Well, yeah, but think about it. I mean, you saw what it is. It's just me on stage not really doing anything other than acting like an 8-year-old kid.
Why is it so funny? I just can't figure it out.
I think it's because it's weird. I'm a 36-year-old man, and really I play like a little kid for a living.
How long did it take for you to figure out how to do this script-wise?
It was an afternoon.
Really?
Yeah, no, seriously.
Charles, can you at least make this seem difficult?
No, it isn't. It's the only thing I've ever been good at. Not doing Star Wars, but just sort of doing impressions of things. Or, I remember I won we had one of those, what were they called?
Talent shows?
Talent shows, thank you. Yeah, I won a talent show where I just did impressions of the teachers at school. And I almost got suspended for it, but I beat out the entire.
You were that good.
Apparently, yeah. So this was something that just sort of came naturally. And I watched the first Star Wars film like 4 billion times when I was a kid. Yeah. And I watched them a couple times as an adult as well.
Do you still? You must know every word.
I don't. That's the weird thing. I only know what I need to know, which is 60 minutes worth. It's only about 20 minutes per film. So anyway, I sat down at a computer when I wrote this and just remembered, whatever I could come off, the top of my head was what I put down on the page.
Well, and that's what's interesting, because I think what happened maybe in that process is those are the things that everybody kind of remembers.
I think so.
There's elements of the show that you kind of forget, but
that's exactly it, though. In theory, whatever train of thought I go through should be what anybody else can remember, as far as I'm aware.
And you just did my favorite scene, which was the garbage chute scene. I remember having nightmares about that after I saw Star Wars. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. If you're claustrophobic or you're afraid of feet-looking monsters with an eyeball at the end,
terrified.
That's the worst scenario you can imagine.
Now, you also do Lord of the Rings, which are I mean, enormous books. But how long does it take you to do Lord of the Rings?
70 minutes. 1 hour and 10 minutes, yeah.
And you just went through, you got all the licensing and everything to do the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
How's that? Are people open to this? Or are they like, yeah, absolutely?
They are. It was weird, though. I kind of got stuck in this long, protracted thing with the Lord of the Rings people, where, I'm not sure if you remember, but Peter Jackson and New Line Cinema were sort of suing each other.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you think about the whole food chain, you know, I'm kind of a little greebly worm. So after all,
Peter Jackson suing for $500 million.
Yeah, and I'm wanting to make $50 for the show. You know, can I please have permission? Anyway, last year I had a chance to go down to San Francisco and do the show for Saul's Ants and their whole crew, and yeah, it was really strange because I always thought, well, if I have a chance to do it for them, they'll like it. They'll understand I'm just a nerd, and you know, go off and have a good time. And that's exactly what happened. You see, with Star Wars, it was a lot different because I mean, there's only George Lucas to deal with.
Yeah.
He was sort of like.
Do you know if he's ever seen the show?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Well, I'm licensed by them as well, but I'm like a living, breathing action figure.
So what was that?
when I get the call, I have to go do things like the big Star Wars conventions, and I just did one in August.
What was Mr. Lucas's reaction? I mean, was he like?
I think he thought maybe I should get a life, but I mean, at the same time, I am a living, breathing action figure, and I mean, a goodwill ambassador for Star Wars. I mean, it doesn't cost them anything to let me do it.
Yeah.
You know, if anything, they make a
well, and you really do. I mean, you capture. You mentioned 8-year-old, and you know all these things that you remember, but you really capture that enthusiasm. You know, because it's not when you look at it as an adult. This is not an incredibly well-acted film. This is not, you know.
But you know, it's like that crazy uncle that you have. You know, it's sort of annoying and lovable at the same time.
Right.
You know, and it's just something about the '70s. Like, think about all the crap that was being made in the '70s. Well, to have this thing come out, which you know, next to the crap that was coming out, it's actually
revolutionary
pretty good
at the
quality.
time, yeah.
I mean, when I saw it as a kid in the theater, I lost my mind.
Well,
Me
special
too.
effects, it was just
unbelievable,
it was stunning.
Yeah, and I mean to see things on that scale, looking that good. I mean, keeping in mind that the only thing I had sort of to compare it to would be things like Buck Rogers or like Star Trek, where it's like, you know, no more wooden sets, you know, actual robots that look like robots. And
space that looks like spaceships that
exactly.
look like ships.
Yeah, and well, this is it, man. And woman, you know.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But
he's inclusive.
There's the thing about going all around the world is you find that there's people that no matter where they've come from have had a similar experience where they watched Star Wars back in the day, or they watched Lord of the Rings, and it had a huge effect on them. So for me, I'm tapping into the 8-year-old kid everywhere. You know, and there's that weird similar experience.
Yeah. And the nerds everywhere too.
Nerds everywhere. I got off the plane in Dubai, and I mean, seriously, within about 25 minutes, I was standing face to face with stormtroopers, guys in stormtrooper outfits. I'm like,
same thing happened to me.
I think they actually work in security.
That it crosses cultural boundaries because you know we always assume that these things are just you know sort of Western culture, North America, everything else.
Yeah.
But if you really want to see something really terrible, if you can ever get your hands on it, get the Turkish Star Wars.
There's a Turkish Star Wars?
Yeah, they took the film and they play it in the background, and then they have guys standing in front of it, acting.
Oh my God.
I mean, honestly, if there was any evidence,
like a must-see.
If there was evidence of drugs in the '70s,
I was going to say, is there anything you recommend that I take before I actually go to see this?
Just hit yourself with a mallet, and then.
There you go. Well, thank you so much. The One Man Star Wars Trilogy is at the Vogue Theater December the 3rd. Make sure that you check it out.
Yeah, and we look forward to you coming back to Vancouver with Lord of the Rings.
Absolutely.
We once said we needs it.
Creepy.
It's already creepy. We're going to take a break and come back with more on Urban Rush right after this. Stick around.